Hello, everyone. This is Yo Faithful, Amanda Splatts, coming back to you today. I got a very special guest today, by the name of Sensoka. It's nice to have you on, man. Hey, how's it going, my man? Hey, Sensoka, man, you there? Hey, dude, I can't hear you, man. Hey, can you hear me? Oh, no. Just one moment. The dude's got a shorted wire. Live fucking TV, am I right? Live fucking TV. So, this is his name is Sensoka. He is... Oh, you're welcome back, man.
Did I kick back in?
Yep, you're here.
There we go. Cool.
Hey, man, I'm nice to have you here. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Well, I'm Sensoka. I like making a lot of weird stuff. I haven't seen a bad idea that I didn't want to try.
I love that. The guy is a master craftsman, man. If y'all are on the Discord, y'all have seen he's posted pictures over there and on his own Twitter account with it's just the coolest shit, man. Like, normally when you think of VTuber merch, you think of these fucking acrylic stands that everyone does. This dude's working in leather. This dude's working in metal. He's actually fucking big tangible things like coins and stuff. It's really something different. Something you don't see regularly.
Yeah, it's definitely been interesting. And I burned through a lot of money to make it happen, but I did break even this year, so I'm pretty cheesed about that.
Oh man, I'm so happy. There are a lot of like big time businesses that didn't break even this year. You breaking even in like a recession, that is fucking awesome, man.
I actually got a tax return too. I didn't think that would happen. I don't think that happened at all, actually.
Well, you know, like
a lot of it was because I burned so much money on new machinery that those are all tax deductible, and that's the only reason I got any money back.
Ah, sweet, man. Well, you know, you put in your energy, you put in your power, and like you just put in your faith, like man, it eventually works out. It eventually works out for you, man. And I know you've been putting a lot of power into it. You're setting up for. Didn't you say you're getting ready for Offkai this year? Setting something up for Offkai?
Yep, I'm actually going to be going this time. Hopefully, I'll be able to sell some of my own stuff there. If I can't sell it, I'm handing it the hell out because I want to make sure that happens.
That is so great.
I actually have a little project on my desk that I've been slowly working on. I've been working on those metal cards again, and I managed to get ones that I can just photo print right onto them. They look pretty decent.
What
The
kind of material
print quality's
they
a
be
little
printing
crap.
on? Oops, sorry, is it be printed on metal?
Yep, they'll be printed on aluminum. It has this cool sparkly white background to it. It's actually meant for sublimation printing, but for my UV printer, it works just fine. It holds on really well.
Wow, that's gonna be great, man. So who are you printing? Like, is this gonna be a face connect thing?
I'll probably do a couple of flavor ones. I'll have to ask a few people if they'd like things. I know I want to do a couple of those, Phase University cards. I kind of like the design on that, so that's what I've been doing as a test piece.
Well, that's cool. Like, I actually, if you go ahead and hunt, I could hunt it down afterwards. I went ahead and made one on my Twitter of my biopic, if you're interested in checking that out. Like, I physically won't be going to Offkai. Like, long story short, my company is kind of in a weird place right now, and they can't afford to have me leave. But they then can't afford to pay me and keep me for my full fucking shift. But I won't be able to leave the desert for quite a while, so I wish. When is Offkai this year, man?
I believe it is at the end of June, so it's pretty close.
Oh yeah, it kind of blows your mind when you see how long it's been. It's already late April, man. Like I keep reminding people at work. whenever March comes around, hey, yeah, the year is 1/6 of the way finished, and then May, hey, the year's 1/4 of the way finished. It's just, and especially since I started VTubing, man, you don't know where the time feels a little weird, man, but.
Yeah, I sent you a picture of how that ID card's coming out so far. It's a little bit blurry. It seems the height sensor on my printer can't pick up the card because it's so damn thin, but it's still thick enough that if I just leave it at its highest set height, that it's going to blur the image. So I've had to find little weird ways around that.
I get you. I'm just saving the stuff to my computer right now so I can go ahead and upload it as images just for security purposes. I almost never show my browser on the screen, just to be safe.
Yeah, that's definitely a good idea.
So all I do is go ahead and save it. Just double click it, and then it's fucking gigantic, so I have to resize it. That's fine. This is live TV. People fucking understand. They want to see. They see Sensoka's coming. They want to see the fucking goods, man.
That actually shows up the blur on it pretty well. Like in the really fine lines on that logo in the top left corner, you can see how it's just kind of missing the detail parts.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's from the source image or if maybe that's just the height on the printer not being quite perfect yet.
Yeah, I know.
I've largely figured out the jig.
I know it takes a lot of practice to get these perfect, man, and it's hard when it's on a piece of metal, because does that get expensive doing that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I know, like, the coin blanks are usually like $2 to $3 each, so anytime I screw one up, that's a good chunk of my profit taken away.
Pulling up the coin right now. One and only Pitkin Pippers.
I did that one as a test to see if I can actually UV print on these coins and how well it'll stand up to actual use, like my kind of use, because I work in a warehouse for my day job.
Right.
So I shoved it in my pocket with a bunch of regular coins and let it get scratched all to heck.
Oh. Well, if you're gonna have a coin that's good, like it's sitting in your pocket, or unless you're putting it like in a case or something, it's gonna get all scratched up. Like that's just what happens.
I mean, it held up pretty darn well for like 2 weeks of abuse with like my keys in my pocket and such.
Yeah.
No protective layer on that either. It's just a straight UV print on the coin.
And
wow, that picture came out a lot worse than I thought.
Is this one an Arena?
No, it's a... I always forget her full name. Lunari Valkyrie over on Twitch. Really nice lady.
Oh, cool. Yeah, it's always nice that actually, like, not just reaching outside of FlaVR and actually meeting these other B2. It's actually really cool to actually get to this part of the community, man. And we're happy to have you as part of the community. And it's like I said, it's something different. It's something you don't see from a lot of VTuber companies. Like, how did you, salute. How did you decide to go into this?
I was watching Brolime streams, and I think lasers are really, really cool. I always wanted a laser because lasers are freaking cool, man. And then I was looking at one of the cheaper companies who makes not quite Chinese Temu grade stuff, but like one step above that. And I saw they had a used machine for sale. That's usually like $3,000 or $4,000, but it was like $2,500. It's like, I can cut acrylic with that thing. I could do a lot. I don't know how to use it, but I want it. And then I just said, fuck it, I'm gonna buy it. I just bought the thing outright, and that thing's been my main workhorse ever since.
Very nice.
It's a 70-watt CO2 laser. It can hold like, it's 400 millimeters by 750 millimeters. I don't know what that is in freedom units, but it's fairly big.
I don't know. If worse comes to worse, I'll go ahead and pull up Brave and see if we can get that convertible. Here's a better look at the other coin. That's a very interesting design.
Doing her coins this past few months is actually showing me how my laser is starting to have a problem on it, because the see each tone of the colors on there. That's actually a different pass with the laser, so I had to change the settings for each one of those tones to make it look right.
Wow.
And some of them were starting to come up with these weird spots where it didn't do anything on it. And that's how I figured out there was dust inside the machine that was blocking the laser light coming through.
Yeah, you were talking about that before we started, about having the dust on the laser. You gotta think with something that precise, something that exact, even a few little particles could throw it off. It's like, how do you fix something like that?
In my case, I had to take the whole damn thing apart, make sure I'm paying very close attention to where everything goes and how it was placed in. So like, if I were to change the height of it, I would have to readjust everything inside I would have to change a lot of my files, because inside the software, I'm telling it, okay, this is where the center is, this is where the corners are. But if you change the height of the lens, even by just a tiny bit, it's going to throw those measurements off. Then I have to adjust all my templates, move everything around. It's a huge pain, because the lens is it's a round lens, but a square work area. So the sides will warp. So you got to tell the software how to compensate for that to make everything square up properly. I'm working within like a 10,000th of an inch on that, so it's tough.
I could not even imagine having to be that precise, man.
Yeah, especially with like jittery hands and like trying to open the machine. I know there's high voltage in there. There's parts I can't afford to replace, but I don't know which ones they are until I pop it open.
Well, that sounds incredibly dangerous, man. I actually having to open it up yourself and root around. Root around maybe be too crude of a term, but you root around in there to try to get everything out. And I know you're talking about Brolame. I know a lot of it is like medicine and stuff like that. It's just you don't know how it's going to react until you actually go and do it. Actually go ahead and try it out.
Brolime stuff is actually the first fan art I ever made. Ooh. And the first fan art with the laser.
Very nice. By the way, we're still waiting to hear back on whether Brolime can... he's probably not going to be reinstated on YouTube, unfortunately, but, you know, he's still on Twitch. You want to check him out. What the fuck, Malone? Have you ever thought about taking it apart to see what shocks... No, oh, yeah. To see what shocks you?
I mean, technically, yeah.
Well, don't you have to, like, ground it or something, just in case?
I do have to ground myself, and I have to ground the machine, and then I will also, like, unplug the cable that goes to the cable it's hooked to. What's it called? Extension cord. I have a little smart extension cord I set up for it.
Right.
And I'll unplug that, but I'll leave the machine itself plugged into it. This way it thinks it's still getting power. This way I'll try to turn it on and hopefully drain as much power out of the system as possible. Because by trying to turn itself on with no power coming in, I'm hoping it burns anything out that's left in there. But there's still huge capacitors in these things. I don't entirely know where it saves the power, so it's like, just don't touch anything that looks scary, which is a lot of things.
Absolutely. It just kind of blows my mind. And on top of the laser engravers, you said you've been working on leather stuff, like you showed some pouches and stuff recently that you were working on? Yeah.
I've had the leather in the shop for almost a year and a half now, but I was always never getting to it. Then recently I started watching more videos on leather work, and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to learn it if I don't just start screwing up. So I just started grabbing it, soaked the leather, put it in the big laser engraver, and just seeing, okay, what works on this, what doesn't. I did set a few pieces on fire, but I did eventually get settings that work.
Just a few. Lucky you, man.
It's not that uncommon with that laser.
Because I know, like, when you're working with stuff like that, safety is at an absolute premium, right?
Oh, yeah, because with that laser, it's not too big a deal because it's inside of a big enclosure. So if the light bounces off stuff, I'm not going to get blinded by it. But that one will also cut flesh, so there's a bit of a trade-off on that.
Yeah. Definitely don't want that thing going haywire because of a couple of iffy dust particles.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that one also does the wood cutting and the acrylic cutting. So that's also the one that constantly starts little fires all the time.
Oh, Jesus.
I've had to learn that. I do keep an eye out on the thing, though, so I always have to be in the room with it.
Well, yeah, you're not gonna leave it, like, you're not gonna go fucking kick on the air fryer or something while it's going. You're definitely gonna keep a close eye on that stuff.
An interesting thing is that laser that just cuts like wood and acrylic, you would think that would take far less power than the one that works into metal, because metal's a lot harder, right?
Yeah.
But no, it goes kind of the other way around, where the one that does metal takes very little power. I can actually put in a normal extension cord on that thing and it's fine. It actually takes less power than a heavy duty extension cord from the hardware store. Whereas the other laser will start to max it out once I put it at 100% power. It's weird.
Why do you think
I
that
also
is?
mentioned how I think it's just the laser technology on it. The metal laser uses a solid state laser beam on there, and the other one uses this big glass tube with a lot of high voltage in it. Just kind of force the electrons to turn into nice little photons and do fun damage. Another fascinating thing between these machines is the metal one. I could stick my hand in that machine and I'm fine. Even when it's on and engraving things at 100% power, my hand will get warm, but I won't burn myself. The other one, I put pepperoni in there and I laser engrave pepperoni with it, so I'm not sticking my hand in that thing.
Oh, jeez. Fucking the pepperoni? You've heard the pepperoni, the new one? Oh, Jesus, man. Oh, Malone wants to know if you could make a fucking laser gun.
As a matter of fact, I have looked into that so that when the laser tube starts to die on the big laser, the CO2, I would kind of like to mount that backwards into a telescope, because I've seen people turn them into laser cannons.
Oh, jeez.
It's a huge self-defense, air quotes, self-defense weapon. But I mean, how are you going to trace that? Someone breaks in your house. Hey, he went blind. I don't know what he saw. Maybe I'm just that ugly.
He saw the horror cosmic. You've got the Cthulhu strange eons in your fucking fridge or something, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. Randomly went blind. I don't have a gun. It wasn't me.
We here at the Amanda Splatts Project do not endorse shooting people with fucking lasers, but you know, if they're breaking in your house, you know, castle doctrine, right? So I know all this you're talking about, all this can kind of get expensive too, right?
Oh yeah, God, it has hurt my wallet so much. Now, since I got it used, it's cheap. So the big laser's only, air quotes, only $2,500. The metal laser is $7,500. The big UV printer is a little bit over $4,000. With all the extra parts you need to get for it and the freight shipping, it was close to $5,000. So that's where all my money went for the last year.
And there, of course, there's all the constant upkeep and the fine tuning and everything as well.
Oh yeah, changing ink on the big printer, and it's like a little over $100. If I mess up a print head, that's a good $300 I gotta go deal with. It's like $35 per color on that big printer. When the big laser, the tube in that is expendable, it's going to burn out after a certain number of hours, but it's used, so I don't know when that happens. When it does happen, that's another $500 I got to shell out, and then I get to play with high voltage again, which is scary. The other laser, the metal one, the solid state beam on that one lasts, I think, something like 10 years. So, I'll deal with that.
Well, is there
10
like
years of on time.
Is there like a warranty on it, at least? Like if it conks out earlier, can you get it returned?
Yeah, there is some warranty on them, but most likely the parts are going to go, or the actual parts that make the actual beams.
Yeah.
Oh, and the what's it called? The galvo inside of my my metal laser.
Yeah,
how much do you know about CNC machines?
Little to none. I was just making sure that your warranty wasn't voided somehow by making pictures of cute anime girls and guys pretending to be cute anime girls on the internet. But what's it saying about CNC machines?
The big laser kind of works like a CNC machine, where you just have like cool servo motors, and it's sort of like a 3D printer, really. except instead of printing down a line of plastic snot, it's shooting a laser beam around. The other one is a galvo, so that's totally different tech because it's so precise. You can't just use servos to turn the mirror side to side. So they use magnets to do it. It's really rad.
Like that, all that has to be nice and precise. Got to be properly upkept and everything.
Yep. It actually puts out such a... I think it's because of the amount of power going into that thing and how much how would you put it? The magnetic field is moving around, because when it's trying to move that galvo head around with the magnets, it actually EMP'd itself the first couple times I used it. It took me a while to figure out what the hell was going on. So it would EMP itself, and then my computer would not recognize it. And we couldn't figure out what the fuck was going on. It was like, this is $7,000 laser. It's broken. I don't know what I did. I couldn't get it to finish anything. And I took a piece of sheet metal that I was testing with, and I left it on the top. I was like, hey, it started working. So I had to keep a piece of sheet metal on the top of it.
Modern problems require modern solutions, man.
I guess the intended setup is that you would have the laser part itself in one place, and then next to that, you would put the actual, the part that drives everything, the actual electronics. Well, my little table has it set under the laser because, I didn't have a lot of space in the old shop. So it was just EMPing itself all the time. It also kept generating voltage inside the USB cable, which was scary.
Yeah,
you actually hear the difference when you put your phone on top.
It sounds like a lot of scary shit's going on in there, man. Like I would fucking have an aneurysm trying to keep track of all that.
Yeah, and there's dust collection, which has to be really cranked up to 11 when you're dealing with metal dust, because that's going to get in your lungs and really screw you up. Yeah. So I'm paranoid about that.
You wear a mask in there when you're doing that, or?
I don't have to anymore because I've really gone overkill with it. My air quote dust collection, it's just repurposed like greenhouse fans and stuff. But it pulls something like 950 cubic feet a minute. So it's evacuating all the air out of my shop every 2 or 3 minutes. And I'm forcing that through one tiny machine. So it's pulling everything out.
Nice and powerful. Like how big is your workshop?
My new one is really cool. It's something like 50 feet by 13 or 14 feet.
Nice.
I can actually stand up all the way in this one. I don't bang my head off stuff, usually.
That's very important. Just being able to focus more on the machines and not on scraping your fucking head. As someone who's 6'6", I can completely understand that.
The only downside is that there is one outlet for this entire shop.
Oh, that's a bunch of crap. Yeah, everything goes in just the one out. Do you have a power strip or something to plug in, or?
I actually reprogrammed my smart outlets, so I had to make outlets before, just for safety reasons.
Wow.
So I made them so that, like say to trip a breaker, you can actually short those wires out for a good while till that breaker goes off. But instead of dealing with that and risking that kind of thing, I programmed these outlets so that if it sees that the power is spiking too fast, it'll turn off. So if I hook my shop back to it, you'll see the power jumps really quick because of the big motors and cuts itself off immediately. So I can't hook shop backs up to the smart outlet.
Well,
I also can't hook any vacuum. It's really cool.
Able to make your own fucking wall outlets. You really are customizing your own space, man, making it yours. Hey, Darren.
I feel safer.
Yeah, it definitely feels safer because, with all that, especially if it's all connected to just a couple outlets or just the one outlet, you don't want it to fry anything, especially if there's a lightning storm or something.
Yeah, it's also monitoring things like how much power is going through the cable. I forget what I had to set it to, but the cable itself can handle more than the actual circuit breaker can. So that part's A-okay, even though it's like 20 feet long. So I intentionally went overkill on that, but I told the outlet to cut itself off. Yeah, I think it's something like 15 amps, which is like normal household breaker. It also keeps an eye on the heat. So if there's too much heat building up inside there, it just says, nope, something's wrong, cuts itself off.
Good, man. Because
Kind of a pain when you're like cleaning, like, okay, I need to hook a vacuum in, so I gotta hook half my other stuff. But again, super safe. I can even turn it off remotely if there was a fire in here.
yeah, it's better just to have that one or two little annoyances than to like just have one less annoyance and just have everything go up in fucking smoke, especially if you're spending thousands of dollars on it. Hey Darren, thank you for stopping by. Your character looks kind of like Torbjorn from Overwatch minus the cyber limbs, or if someone fused TF2 engineers with Master Yoshi. I don't know if that's a fucking compliment or not. I am the one who made the AI generation for him. I made a few. I showed him off during the weekly Zatsu a few days ago, and this is the one he liked the best, so we're rolling with this for now.
I'm going to take that as a compliment because I like both.
I never got into Overwatch, man. I never got into, like, I wasn't a fan of a lot of first-person or team games and stuff. They're just a little too fast for me. Do you game, man?
I do when I can. I tend to like get buried in my work and I'll just go way too far with that. This is why I tend to stay up all night, even though it's going to be just one more hour. 6 hours later.
Yeah, just one more pull or just one more run, just one more cut. It's
like, I've almost got this. Just a few more tweaks and I'll go to bed. I've got work in the morning. I'm not going to stay up all night this time. That's stupid.
Yeah.
And it's like 2 a.m. It's like, yeah, I got a power nap before work. I'm fine.
Yeah, just chug the fucking Monster coffee or the White Monster, whatever you got in your fridge. Cause I know, hey boss, hey, thanks for stopping by, CeeLo. So, once all that's taken care of, you've also been working with, the guild, right? The Pippa Guild?
Yeah, Capitalist Trade Guild. Really cool guy.
Thank you. I was dancing around that because I didn't know how to fucking pronounce it. Capitalist Trade Guild. Why don't you tell me about them, man?
As I understand it, he sort of started at the last op guy. And I immediately was like, I want in on this. I want to help you with stuff. So I made a bunch of coins, made some of the Pippa coins. I think those are some of the earlier ones sold. I made the 2 giant ones from the auction off. That was cool. I'm not doing that again. Yeah, I think the big steel one took something like 14 or 15 hours to engrave.
Wow.
It was at the maximum size my laser could do. Absolute hell, because there's a duty cycle on it, so you have to stop it every 4 hours. So I would like nap for 4 hours, wake up, stop the machine, go make a coffee, get back, start it back up again, just keep resuming the process over and over and over again. So while it took like 14 hours, it actually ended up expanding over something like a day, maybe 2 days, getting that done.
Yeah, it's like the ice cream cheese at McDonald's. They just shut down for a few hours every few hours. Yeah, the coins are cool. And did you make anything other than the coins for the guild?
I know I wanted to try making stickers, but my machine kept being squirrely about it. Because cutting through the material, A-okay, no problems there. Cutting partially through so you can peel the sticker off the sticker sheet, it's never like that. Of course, now the thing's even worse. I'm not sure what I did to the poor thing. But that happened during the big move.
Yeah, when did you move, man? If it does, it's not going to dodge you.
Let's see. I believe it'll be 1 year, about 2 months.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it'll be 2 months from now. I've been moved in here for a year.
And what kind of precautions do you have to take moving something that huge, something that technical, with so many parts? Like, even one little part getting fucked up in the move can ruin a lot. Like what kind of special precautions do you have to take in moving?
I had to tape the living crap out of it because the big laser's too big for me to move by myself. And I've lived with 2 women. No offense, they cannot lift shit. So I had to hire a moving company, and I just had to fill it with as much plastic as I could so stuff wouldn't move around, tape everything solid, and cringe horribly when the guys dropped it and hope definitely broke.
Oh, jeez.
were under the impression it was a toolbox until I opened it up after the move, and they're like, "What is this?"
They sound like they're a fucking toolbox.
I paid bottom dollar.
Well, you get what you pay for, my man.
Yeah, I mean, I had to save money at the time because I didn't know how things were going to quite work out yet.
Yeah, I know it's always scary, like starting a new business, especially since you definitely want to step your game up on the business end. How long have you been doing this?
Oh, geez, that's a good question. I know I got into FlaVR a little bit after all the drama really died down.
Yeah.
That's when I really started watching Brolame. And then not too long after that, I decided I'm going to try and make a business out of it. So I believe this last February was when I made it officially a business to start an LLC out of it.
Yeah, I think I got into FlaVR like shortly after that. Like an old friend of mine I met through another type of website turned me on to FlaVR. Learned about Cara Malone and Nicola and all of them. And this was like right after like the untagging or whatever they fucking call it after the drama. So they were. So I'm not gonna talk about that shit because that's not my place. I wasn't here at that time. But I think after it's been almost over a year since I think that FlaVR with people like Malone, with people like Choco and Grub and Lulu and all that, and people who are still around like Raimi and Brolame and all of them. I feel like we're finally really getting into a good place now with FlaVR. Got kind of a revival, as it were.
Yeah, I think it's been going really solid. We still have some of the older people around. Like we have still have two Lolames, which is cool. Well, actually, we have more than two now, but we have the original two still hanging out.
We
still
got
have
Loli
Jawoon,
May,
who's awesome.
We got Lolame, Brolame, and Loligay, I think it is.
I suppose you could consider Jawoon to be the first person in FlaVR, but that's kind of like after the fact they were pushed into it. Because that design was actually done by hand by Pippa, something like a year before all the other ones, if I remember right.
And technically, we still have both Mina Vanillas here, too, because we got Baked Fresh Mina, and we got Temp, who played Mina with like a voice, automatic voice or something. So, and even people who no longer stream with the tag, like Senna or Diana, people like that, they're still knocking it out of the fucking park, too. Like I even if they decide not to stream with the tag anymore, I'll still consider them FlaVR, because it's just fucking great to see them, man, and especially like people like Diana have been really fucking successful. Like, have you been able to do any merch for them or?
I did make some merch for Yana and just kind of sent it over just because I thought they'd like it, but I haven't had anything commissioned or anything like that.
That's right.
Actually, nope, cross that. Technically, I did, because Venture Trade Co. commissioned me to make stuff for Nana. So I guess technically, in a way, I did.
Moving on up, man. Moving on up. Darren wants to know if the coins are anything like the thing at, like, zoos and amusement parks and train stations and stuff where they press the penny.
Nope. I'm actually just starting with a regular flat piece of metal, and then I blast it with a laser until it looks cool. I'm like atomizing the surface right off of that thing.
And for the colored ones, like, how do you do the color?
Oh, that one was done with my big fat UV printer.
Ooh.
That'll actually print on any hard surface that's flat and I can get into the machine.
Yeah, like the, I think you really got on my radar when you did the lighter for Sand Ruby. I don't think I have that picture here. I think I saved that to my phone. Do you have any pictures of that lighter?
I believe I do. Worst case scenario, I think I have the lighter on the rack not too far from me.
So cool. I'm gonna switch
I was really unsure how well that would work, but it's still on there. It still works fantastic. It has not scratched off at all. I'm very surprised by that.
Don't be scared. It's still Amanda. I'm just switching over to Sandy's picture because it's the same one that he used. Don't worry, Sandy's not here right now. She's back in the fucking cave. As you do. But yeah, this is like taking the image, the GIF image, and able to print that up. It's just so fucking cool to see this thing, this character I created, with the AI image, actually just print it up onto something else, and like some physical, tangible good. It's just so fucking cool, man. Plus,
I definitely enjoy doing that for people. It's really fun.
Plus, the way you got it set up, you like to go ahead and open it up. You gotta like take off her fucking head, and personally, that's kind of cathartic for me.
Let's see, oop, that's the wrong lighter. I know I've got a picture of it. The bricks. I get a chuckle every time I see the bricks I made.
Oh, you carved it into bricks too?
I printed onto a brick because someone had a joke on their chat about, like, you know, chucking bricks. So I made one for them. And then I also made a Temple one because of course you would.
Yeah. Man, like I have not, ever since I started doing this, I don't have a lot of time to actually watch any VTubers outside of FlaVR. Like Tenma or any of them, but oh my god! It's a fucking Tenma brick. And it takes a moment to go ahead and save all these, that way I can just pull them from my downloads folder.
I'm not sure if I'm allowed to take that to Opkai, but I want to.
Well, they'll think it's a weapon.
It'll be really suspicious. Like, why are you walking in here with a brick?
Yeah.
I'm going to show them the meme of someone throwing the brick. Like, yeah, but not like that.
I think a better question is, why aren't you walking here with a brick?
Don't worry, self-defense.
Yeah. Just as the founding fathers intended. There it is.
Life, liberty, bricks. You know, as you do.
And my brick. It's. You do that with your color printer?
Yep. I actually, it took a while to figure out how to make it happen because, you know, obviously bricks are a porous surface. So if you just print right on it, it's going to look like crap.
Right.
So I took UV resin, spread that over the top, cured it, and then I printed on that, and then I put another layer on top of that.
That makes sense.
Actually came up pretty darn well.
Give it a nice kind of sheen, kind of.
Yeah, and it protects the print.
Now, who is this?
That is Kibi. Really fun person. They usually stream over on... I'll usually catch their streams whenever I'm over on Twitch, which isn't that often lately.
Yeah.
They're pretty fun. Fellow Kapipi.
I'll admit, like, I thought about dual casting to Twitch. Number one, I'm running a fucking potato, so I don't know if I'd have the power to. And number two, it's just easier to keep track of one thing at a time, and YouTube feels a little bit more conducive to VTubing. Now, is this... I think this was mistakenly identified, the little keycap. Is that Trob, or...
That is Seki Gemma. I tend to be a pain in his ass all the time in his chat.
Yeah, my bad. Like I thought it was Trob because of the suit and the hair, but no, that's Seki. I've seen him before. I believe he did a donut.
He's a silly guy. Yeah, he's still doing it. He had to extend it because he had some health issues.
Oh, that's a damn shame. Like, you don't like...
He let Des use his Twitter because he paid enough money, which was very funny.
You gotta be careful, because, like, even when I started doing this, don't think too much about the health factors that go into it, except, like, you know, you're sitting down for long periods at a time. You gotta watch out your circulation, get fucking blood clots and things like that.
Yeah, it can mess you up. I mean, look what Pippa did to her leg.
Oh, I didn't hear about that. What happened?
I guess for a long time she would sit weird on her chair, and it kept cutting circulation up to her leg all the time. Poor circulation built up and actually caused damage to her leg.
Oh, Jesus. Well, that's why I'm making a point. Like, I don't know if you hung around for WebP, my Fire Pro, for this morning. I'm actually making a point to try to get up and walk around every 1 to 2 hours. And I do that at work too, now that I'm just doing the administrative stuff. Just to be careful, because normally people just don't think about it.
I'm actually looking at building a standing desk. Because right now, my desk is a piece of MDF clamped on top of a plastic shelf. Because I didn't have a second one for the workshop. So I can do whatever I want to it. And they're only like $100 some to get the legs. Yeah. It's not bad. I could do that.
Yeah,
that's the plan at the moment.
I know a lot of streamers have standing desks too. Like I
since I can move it up and down, I'll just be able to do both. Just give myself enough space I can kick the chair out of the way, and every once in a while, stand up.
There you go. I've thought about doing that. It's just though I got this like I'm trying to be careful financially. I got this like little this fucking picnic table card table, and I guess technically it can move up and down. Like it's got 3 little pegs for height, so if I want to like put it, I don't know, like put it on a jack or something, and I can move the legs up one by one. But nah.
Oh, okay. I know how you mean.
So I'm showing the Sandy coins. I got two different. You got 2 different kinds of coins for Sandy. It's like 1 silver and 1 gold.
One is solid brass. The other one is a air quote zinc alloy. The zinc alloy ones I can't actually laser engrave because it just kind of foams up. It's definitely got zinc in it. I don't know how much. I have no clue what other metals are built into that thing. But it's a pain to work with.
Yeah, because worried about like reactions.
When you try to put too much heat into it, it'll kind of foam up like you're welding. So while I'm trying to engrave like a line into something, instead of getting a line, what I'm getting is like a blotch of metal that's just like foamed up because I just turn it into like liquid metal. Instead of actually like blasting it off the surface, it just stays there, turns into goop.
Oh god. And that, I bet that smells horrible, man.
For the zinc one, I crank up the fume extractor as high as I can. I pull everything else off the fume extractor, because when you set zinc on fire, it becomes extremely toxic.
Yeah, that's another thing that worries me about that type of stuff. Like that place has to be well like ventilated, right?
Yeah, I have to go extremely overkill with it. Even things like working with the plastics on my on the big laser. You would think that, okay, you buy something, it says acrylic, you're good. You can laser cut acrylic, it's A-okay. It'll stink, but it's fine. Well, some people don't understand that acrylic and polycarbonate are 2 completely different chemicals. Polycarbonate has vinyl in it. So when you set it on fire, you release vinyl chloride into the air and it turns to hydrochloric acid inside of your lungs. It's really bad and it rusts out the entire machine. But they'll sell it as acrylic. So you gotta watch who you buy from.
Yeah, it's just like people hear acrylic stands, and they just assume it's just this little plastic shit. You gotta be a smart consumer, man. You definitely gotta be a smart consumer. Oh, see, Malone.
Actually, from what I've seen, a lot of the acrylic stands are not actually acrylic. They're polycarbonate. They're using CNC machines to cut them out, and not lasers.
That's a bunch of crap. Can't take them in front of the Better Business Bureau, though, for like a little stand. Oh, Malone wants to know, can you do a standing desk that has a crank or electric switch to convert it from standing to sitting?
Yeah, that's actually the legs I was looking at. They just have little buttons on the front, and you can even have a couple of preset heights, so you can bounce between the 3 of them, or just manually turn it up and down with it.
That makes sense. Sela wants to know, acrylic doesn't know how to describe it, more brittle than polycarbonate.
Acrylic kind of has a little bit more flex to it, but it will crack. It'll just like shatter that thing once you get to a certain point on it. Things like falls, if you drop it down a bunch of times, it'll probably crack. It'll scratch a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Polycarbonate, you can take a lot more like abuse and smacking it around. It's a little bit more scratch resistant. At least the bits I've played with, because when they're making these chemicals, they can always mess a little bit with the megs, and different companies are obviously going to have a little bit more chemical A, a little bit less of chemical B. So there's a little variation depending on the vendor.
And of course, I know, like I say, you gotta read the reviews. You gotta word of mouth also helps out. Like putting the products out there. Like you're going over to Offkai, you actually been able to hand out these products to people. I know that will definitely help you out. Get the word of mouth.
That's gonna
out
be
there.
really cool.
So, like, have you been to previous ones, previous Offkais as well with this stuff?
Nope, this is actually the first VTuber convention I've ever gone to.
I wish you well, and I wish you safe travels, man. It'd be real fucking cool if you met up with other flavors out there too.
I do plan to meet up with one or two other people who I believe are going there. So if you want to shake a couple hands, hand out a couple random things.
Yeah, I would love to get that sandy lighter from you someday, man. But like I said, I don't know. Like work can't afford me to, because I'm middle management, but I'm middle management in a place where the people above me and the people below me, the roster's really fucking thin right now. So they need a lot of middle people. Now you just showed me this, putting it up on screen now. What is this?
That is agate. So it's an actual piece of stone slice. I managed to print on them.
Printed on an actual stone. Wow. And of course, that chip.
It was a really nice shade of pink, so it's like gotta put chip on that.
Yeah, that looks beautiful, man. So, like, you had to smooth that down as well, like with the brick. With
actually, those came out pretty nice when I had ordered them. They're a little bit harder to get a hold of consistently because the size is always going to be different because it's kind of like a geode. So they're all a little bit different. And it's a natural material. So like you can see the little white parts versus the parts that have a much darker shade of pink on them. It's just differences because it's a natural stone.
And there is a nice contrast.
I was going to sell them.
I'm sorry, I was going to say there is a nice contrast with a slightly different shade of pink of Pippa on there. You said you're going to sell them? Or we're planning on selling them, rather?
I got those last year. I was planning to start selling them, but the issue I had is that for a while, the print's going to hold on to there perfectly fine. But as the temperature changes over a few days, it'll actually peel off because the thermal expansion inside the material. So I had to find ways around that, which I've only recently managed. So I can finally put more work on those. And that information led me to start pushing further on the metal standee projects.
So what kind of metal standees you got going now?
Well, I want to do brass because brass is always the easiest to work with laser cutters. It's kind of hard, kind of not. It's just really easy metal to work with. And it's pretty. It's that golden color one.
Oh, very, very nice. Oh, you mean that's the sandy coin, the one that looks kind of like gold.
Yep. Kind of like the poor man's gold.
Yeah.
Something you can actually afford.
Like you're not gonna be like biting the corner like they're doing the coins of the old cartoons to see if it's real or not. It looks cool. It's durable. It's definitely fucking worth it. They're very fucking nice. Store clerk said, test this thing, bite this thing to test it. Jesus fuck Malone. Like what? I trust Sensoka, man. I trust him. Fucking wrong. Yeah, you were talking about though, just so much effort that goes into this, so much you had to learn. You were talking about want to talk about internet shop teachers that you had checked out.
Yeah, there's actually a couple of people who really started me getting to wanting to make things with my hands again. Because I had done a lot of these kind of things in high school, and my grandfather had done a lot because he was in the Navy. I'd kind of fallen out of that stuff because, I was poor as dirt for a long time. I actually spent 2 years homeless, too.
Oh, my God.
And then, now that life's kind of stabilized, I was like, I want to do something with my time. And I thought lasers were cool. I'm going to try something. I decided to get that. And I started slowly learning more and more things. And I kept watching more YouTubers as I was looking for tutorials and how this stuff is done. Like, yeah, I like this. I like that guy. That's cool. He reminds me of my grandpa. I like this dude. He's really smart.
Yeah. Are there any particular ones that you want to recommend?
I know the Craftsman. Very cool guy. Very chill. He does all sorts of arts and crafts kind of things. He makes music. He makes little toys. He does really small scale production for himself. Really brilliant dude. He's done stuff like photo transferring onto wood. Like I said, he's made toys. He's made figurines for himself. He's made little props and stuff like rubber bolts and things, like fake metal.
All types of things.
Brilliant dude. There's AVE. Awesome fella. Very funny. It's kind of like Red Green.
Oh God, the Red
Makes a
Green
lot of Red
show.
Green jokes.
You unlock a fucking memory for that. It's been I remember the Red Green show vaguely. Maybe it was the new one.
Do you want to know something super cool?
What?
Red Green got the IP to his stuff. It's on YouTube. It's free. And Red Green is still making things. He's awesome.
Yeah, it's like that thing's been around for like decades, hasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I was in high school watching Red Green. I was like, this dude's cool. He's still kicking. Love that dude.
It's all.
He did a movie. He's been doing a tour now. He has a book.
It's always nice when, like, you find like an artist. Like for me, it's with rappers. Like rappers I haven't heard from in years or decades. All of a sudden, put out a new album or a new song, and they're still fire after all this time. It's really refreshing.
Yeah, it's great to see that. It's always wonderful to see that they're still doing well.
Yeah, because like some just fell off and just some lost interest, but they're just putting out banger after banger, man. Oh, Malone wants to know if you can make Warhammer pieces.
Depends on the pieces. Do you mean like the actual figurines?
I'm assuming that isn't that the big part, the big thing. Like you need a lot of those the little figures. Well, it's Malone, so it's probably something with boobs.
Slanesh. I mean, I can. I do have a UV printer. I just haven't had much use for it because I don't know 3D modeling. I want to learn it. I have to learn it. I just haven't had the time. There's also a machine made for casting them out of plastic, and I want it so bad. So bad. I can't afford it. I'm not going to get it. I want it, though. Man, do I want it.
Well, they say that the price of technology is supposed to go down over time. And with all the fucking great technologies that have been coming out, who knows? Maybe like this fucking laptop I got it for like a third off. It's a fucking potato, but it does its job. So, you just keep doing what you're doing. You keep grinding away, quite literally, and eventually, the price has to go down sometime.
It has come down quite a lot from what things used to be. Like there used to be no chance that I would be able to get one of those injection machines. But now I can't afford it now. But if I were doing moderately decent as a business, I could totally get a loan and handle it. In fact, if I had decent modeling skills, I would be looking at doing that right now so that I could make figurines for VTubers, like gunplay, but VTubers. That'd totally be a thing right now if I could afford it.
Well, I'd recommend if you want to talk about learning how to model, learning how to do stuff 3D. I'd recommend talking to Tempai, if you know who he is. He does a lot of that. He does a lot of that stuff, and I'm sure he'd be happy to teach you. Like he'd be happy to go and discuss that with you.
A lot of it is just getting time.
Yeah, because juggling, doing like even though most of what I do is talking and stuff, juggling that with a full job, it's and with what you're doing, like I said, sometimes you just gotta hurry up and wait for a few hours, let the machine do its job. But you gotta keep an eye on it, cause you don't want shit to blow up or anything.
Yeah, I can't just space out because there could be a fire in that machine and it might take a minute for it to melt through the top of that machine. Then the machine's ruined and I have a huge fire in the house with all kinds of toxic smoke coming off it and high voltage right next to it.
Yeah, you're not making. I'm fucking terrified for you, man, and you're not helping. But it is good. Like you dug out those precautions in place and everything, and like you do sound like you know what you're doing. Like you've spent some late nights in there, right? Like you said you've slept in there before.
Oh yeah, I do have a cot in here if I'm stuck like working and I'm like really on a roll. I will stay in here to the very last second where I'm about to pass the hell out.
I get
and I'll just lay out the cot and I'll knock out right in here.
Yeah.
Because the sound of the machines, once you're in a right groove, it's like, I don't want to leave. I just feel good. I just want to be right there with it.
Spoken like a true fucking dwarf, man. They're just he's not listening to industrial music. He's just literally listening to industrial.
Sometimes, yeah, I'll actually turn off all the music just so I can hear the machines going. Got a nice rhythm to it.
Yeah, it's kind of soothing. Like in the middle of the night, like when I try to get to sleep, I always have a fan going. Just partially because of the wind, and partially just because I like the droning of a fan. Or not to dox what I do for my day job, but I do have a noise machine where I can do like white noise and streams and rivers and shit. And that helps too, just having that kind of drone. It's like I can't sleep with music going or a stream going or something like that, like Malone does, because then I start, no matter what it is, I start concentrating on whatever it is. But something droning like that, I think that's how I got into lo-fi originally. Like I've been really big into lo-fi. Like no vocals or anything, just that gentle kind of hip-hop beat and those vocals, little record scratches here and there. Very, very soothing.
Yeah, I listen to a lot of stuff like that.
Well, there's another guy that you listen to, and you surprised me during one of my streams when I brought him up. And anyone there, I don't know if Choco's lurking or not, talking about Fatal Fury City of the Wolves. We were talking about, don't worry, this will all fucking tie back in. Guest characters in fighting games. Like, City of the Wolves is part of the Fatal Fury series, which has gone around for like several decades. And with several decades, they've got a lot of games with a lot of characters people are begging to see. Now, not everyone has been announced yet. Pretty much, like, I think everyone from Season 1's been announced, like, tomorrow was the last one. But they've also had guest characters. One of them was Cristiano Ronaldo, like the big soccer player guy. And then, out of nowhere, they announced this guy. Salvatore Ganacci. In the fucking fighting. I had no clue who he was at the beginning. No fucking idea who Salvatore Ganacci was. But apparently you're a fan of his?
Yeah, once I heard that, did you say Salvatore Ganacci? I was like, wait, what? He's in a fighting game? What lunatic thought that was awesome? Because I like that person. I want to meet him. I want to shake their hand.
I don't like talking politics. I won't get too into it, but apparently SNK is bought by like a Saudi prince or something, and he's just kind of injecting a couple of his favorite people into the series. Like, on the one hand, a lot of old school fans are kind of angry, because here it gives Ronaldo and Ganacci are in the game and not the characters that they love, and they haven't had in the game for like 25, 30 years. But on the other hand, it's kind of bringing people who aren't into fighting games into the series, because I think City of the Wolves was like, what, 20 years ago, 25 years ago, the last installment. So if you want to bring new people in, you got to bring in names like Ronaldo, who's like the biggest footballer, and Salvatore Ganacci. But I went ahead and did my research on Salvatore Ganacci. Jesus Christ, the guy's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I love his music videos. It's like, it's half awesome and half trolling at the same time. It's like, all of his music is like one big shit post. It's hilarious.
And the songs themselves are actually pretty good. Like, I've alternately had stuck in my head, Fight Dirty, and...
oh yeah, that's a good one.
Step
Beautiful
Grandma.
music video for that.
Oh, it is like the whole, and you know what that's a sample of, right? A scene from Dirty Pair, 80s, 90s anime. So that's why it's called Fight Dirty, because it's a sample of a Dirty Pair song. I believe it's like an action sequence song. And the other one was Step Grandma.
Yeah, that's a funny video.
That video was fucked up and amazing at the same time. And it like sampled some kind of, but it's like I didn't know going in who Salvatore Ganacci was, and I saw that he was in, and a lot of the characters I was hoping for aren't. I got a little pissed off. And he's doing all these weird moves and everything. But it's actually references to his music videos and stuff, like his Super, where he's just staring at you while he's punching the guy on the side. That's right from Horse, the ending of Horse. So,
I mean, I could definitely see why people would like have no clue what's going on with that. On the other hand, it's like now I'm interested in the game, and I've not had any interest in it before. So it is kind of working to pull people in.
Yeah, and it worked in the other way too, because now that it's Salvatore Ganacci, I'll listen. Problem is, his songs are only like 2 to 3 minutes long, so I have to loop them like 10 times to like while I'm doing stuff. And then it gets stuck in my fucking head all day. And it's Swedish, so I can't sing along with it. But yeah,
Mixes a couple of different languages on there. It's really weird, dude. Really weird, dude.
Yeah, really interesting stuff too. But that's that.
Kind of reminds me of Igor.
Who's Igor?
Igor is kind of like it's kind of like pushing Salvatore Ganacci, but imagine if you had a bunch of them who just play normal instruments, get like 5 of them in a room and say, all right, make a band. And then it just really goes off the rails. Like, do they speak English? Nah, they just made a language up. Kind of sounds Italian, kind of doesn't. Just make it up as they go along. It's fine. Lyrics make no sense because it's not real words.
Oh my.
People have asked them what the meaning behind the words are, and like, oh, there isn't. Sounded cool.
Weirdly enough, I got a little bit of experience with that. The anime movie Macross Plus, one of my favorite anime movies of all time. Sharon Apple did nothing wrong, but they've got a couple of songs there that are supposed to be some kind of ancient language spoken by one of the races. It's just gibberish, but it sounds so good. Like you really feel you want to know what they're singing about. Like, I think there's some kind of quote-unquote fake translation of what they're saying, just for the context of the movie / series. It's one of those things where it's like a 4-episode series, but they dice it up into a movie. It's just...
Man, Macross. Been a while since I've seen Macross.
Yeah, I rewatched Macross Plus recently, like a couple years ago, to look up stuff for Sharon Apple. But other than that, like... I usually don't touch the giant robot stuff. Like, do you watch a lot of anime, man?
I watch a lot of trash anime lately, hoping to find the gems. Occasionally, I find it.
Oh, what's one of your biggest finds recently, man?
Oh boy, that's a good question. Let me pop open my browser because I have a bunch of them shipped on the side. Shangri-La Frontier, obviously, fantastic show. They actually understand what a gamer is like. It's very rare in these like stuck in a game shows because he's not stuck in a game. He just wants to play the game because it's fun. Old Country Bumpkin to Master Swordsman's fantastic. I've been reading that manga for a while now. I didn't know it was getting an anime, so I was stoked.
Nice.
Depending on what kind of stuff you like, Ascension of a Bookworm is fantastic. I have all the light novels. Adored the shit out of it. Very cute.
Well,
very lovely.
Because you were talking about how to properly, like, part of the reason I did the whole thing about the isekai truck running me over as part of my lore was kind of a jab at all the fucking isekai anime that are out these days. Like, it's not a new thing. Like, fucking Those Who Hunt Elves was isekai technically, but it's all you fucking see these days. So that's why I went and stapled it to my lore. But
my big problems with a lot of isekai is that they're not using it for anything in the story. That's just what I like about Ascension of a Bookworm, because it really plays in nicely. But why is she so freaking weird compared to everybody else? And the world building is amazing in that show. Well, the books anyway. Show's okay.
So you notice big differences between like the manga and the anime?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, they can't squeeze all those cute little details into there, but there's always some interesting bits that they sneak in. Like they introduced magic kind of offhandedly in the show, and then they don't bring it up for several more books, and they slowly bring it in. Like, oh, I mean, like they'll show nobles as being very pompous because they have magic. Well, later on, they kind of explain to it that there's a lot of downsides to it. Like they can't have children normally, and the mother has to control how much mana they put into the child because mana determines your status in society. If she doesn't put enough into the child, their status is going to be too low because their base mana is going to be too low. They put too much, they could kill the child. If other people around the pregnant mother, it could influence the child and they might lose the child. So there's a lot to it. Like they could, there's a lot of downsides for those people. If they don't expend their mana, they could die horribly, very painfully.
Very deep,
it's very interesting.
Complex. A lot of that world building that you don't get a lot with a lot of these type of shows.
It's fascinating.
I don't fault that. I think there's only one kind of show talking about like video game, dropping into the old Final Fantasy type games that I followed. It was Confessions of an MMO Junkie. Because number one, the pro tag, she just like me for real, with the social anxiety and everything. So I don't have the balls to quit my fucking job. But it's a show about. It's not about actually getting trapped in a world or something. It's about a woman who plays these games, like they're actual games. Like she quits her job because of anxiety and just having enough of the bullshit, and she logs into an old MMO, and I think it's a refreshing change of pace from the normal isekai anime, cause it's not like magical shit. It's like actual adults playing a game, and it's like they're in the game, but in the context of it's a game. And they actually settle their problems by talking things out like adults. It's kind of refreshing. It's a good change of place. Plus Saturday
so a bit
night,
like Shangri-La Frontier, or actually more like Dot Hack Sign. There's an old one.
There's so much dot hack. Like it's like that with the Fate series. Like there's just so much of it. I can't fucking start. Like, people keep telling me to watch...
I haven't actually played any of the Dot Hack games. I've not played any of those. But when I saw the original anime a long time ago, I loved the hell out of it. It was pretty slow-paced. Definitely by today's standards, it's way slow-paced. But it's interesting. It's fascinating. They play with a lot of interesting ideas in there. And it's like the only anime I've bought a box set of in my entire life.
You know, I've had... Like, I'm a much of an old fucking hag that I remember having to buy... the fucking box sets and everything, or even worse, blowing like hundreds and hundreds of dollars just buying one disc at a time as soon as it came out. Like, that's how I bought Excel Saga back in the day. One disc at a time. And at least they had like 4 or 5 episodes per disc. Like starting out, you'd be lucky to get 1 or 2 episodes on a fucking disc.
Yeah, it was like $30 a disc. It was expensive.
Yeah. And you had to go to that one fucking wall in the back of the store where they like passed all the porno and stuff. Yeah, just to get the fucking anime fix, and they don't always have what you want. Like, they got Rose of Evangelion, but they don't always have the cool, obscure stuff that people might like. Of course, nowadays it's so fucking easy to get what you want. Just like, you can go to Crunchyroll, or you can fucking host show Marina if you want, if you know what I mean. But I don't think the fucking kids out there today are gonna understand the type of struggles we put up for you, ungrateful little shits. But I love you. Please subscribe, hit that bell, smash that like button. Fuck, what was I? But yeah, like, I haven't even had, like, since I started doing this, even though I'm not corporal, even though I'm just going at my own pace, I haven't even had time to catch up on that stuff. Like, there's this one that Malone recommended to me, like, I'm pulling up my phone right now, because it's been sitting in a tab for, like 4 or 5 months. Haibane Renmai. It's like some kind of little... It almost feels like a French existentialist anime or something, where it's about these girls growing wings in like a French countryside, and growing up, and it's like a very chill type of thing. And of course, I have not had shill for a long fucking time, so maybe I should look into it.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah, I get a lot of great recommendations, and I do appreciate all the recommendations. Problem is, like people keep telling me to watch One Piece. Like, I can't watch One Piece, man. Like, I still have shit that I haven't watched from like 1988. I can't start a 1,000 plus episode series right now. I'll pass. I'll watch someone play video games. That'll tell me what I need to fucking know.
I think I watched One Piece when it first came to the States for a while. And I was watching that with my youngest son at the time. That was a long time ago. After a couple of moves and such, you're like, oh, I can't keep up with this.
Yeah, at some...
Just keep up with Full Metal Alchemist, and I don't regret it.
What, FMA or FMA Brotherhood?
The original FMA. Interestingly enough, I watched the first Full Metal Alchemist was coming out. I was with my youngest son, and when I had my older son, the next Full Metal Brotherhood started coming out, so we started watching that with him. So they're both right around the same age when they were watching it, just different versions of the same show. It's really cool.
Very cool, yeah. It's always nice when you can share the stuff that you love and stuff you grew up with your family. Like, Mother Splatts. You know, there was a point where she was trying to get into the stuff I was watching anime at the time, but she couldn't handle the high, squeaky little protagonist, the fucking kawaii shit. Personally, I couldn't either. So, it took a long time for me to figure out, like, a show we could actually watch together. We had settled up on Monster, actually. You heard of Monster?
Yeah, I've heard about that one. Yeah, I can see that working pretty good.
Inspector Looney.
My go-to was always Cowboy Bebop.
Oh,
I usually get Normie into it.
Cowboy Bebop. Oh my god, that was an absolute brilliant series. Like, Mother Splatts has seen the movie. She liked the movie, but she passed on checking out the TV series.
The movie was pretty darn cool.
Yeah, and then Netflix did the live action series, and just fuck Netflix for that. Absolutely fuck. I don't give a fuck how good the One Piece live action series was. Fuck you, Netflix. Fuck you in the ass. You ruined Ed for everyone. Jesus fucking Christ.
Weird.
Like, I get unnaturally heated about that shit, though. Like, when they try to do the live action adaptations. Like, I got really, really fucking heated about the live action Ghost in the Shell movie. I saw that.
Like, what the hell are they trying to pull? It's like they just jam a bunch of the stuff in there. Just like they're trying to speed run the show into 2 hours, and they do a shitty job of every part of it.
They take scenes, like, just on the face, like about her looking at herself or her, like, scuba diving and everything. On the face, it's the same scene. But none of the context, none of the symbolism or anything. Mother Splatts.
Yeah, it's like they wanted the visuals, but without actually, like, letting the scene breathe or really get into, like, why this is important. They just wanted a cool screenshot.
Because they were trying to cram the original movie and 2 seasons of the show into one fucking film. And then at the end, when they try to explain that Scarlett Johansson, a white woman, is Motoko Kusanagi, and just cram that in with the fucking ending that they did. And then the day is saved by the sniper guy who you don't see through like 99% of the rest of the movie. It's just, what the fuck? Like, I got so irrationally mad that after we checked out,
I didn't want to watch it because I knew I'd have that same reaction. Now that I know that Sato is in there and they half-assed him too, it was like, he had the coolest backstory. I loved that episode. Man, they screwed that up too.
I demanded we swing by my apartment, and I had to give her my copy of the original Ghost in the Shell movie. Just say, hey, this is what it's supposed to fucking look like. I swear, man. Like, who thought that shit was a good idea? Like, I have to
My sweetheart, she does not like anime, and when I started showing her Standalone Complex, she was in. She was like, I'm invested. I want to see the rest of this now. And she would watch it with me until she passed out.
I don't know, man. Like, I tried to get into Standalone or Standalone Second Gig. it felt a little bit too talky for me. Like I understand all the espionage is a huge part of it, but it felt like it was like too much talk and not enough action.
It's definitely more of a detective show at that point.
Right. It just...
I do love a lot of the stuff with like Laughing Man. That was really cool.
Yeah, it was interesting how they did resolve that, and then the second season they did Kusei, and they actually with the actual standalone complex thing as a thing, and the fucking live action though Kusei and the Puppet Master are the same fucking person. Here, eat this fucking shit. I get irrationally angry, but like that and fucking Pecker of Blackjack. We won't get into that though. Fuck you, Malone. We won't get into that. The origin was simple. She had multiple. Yeah, they just like tried to cram it in there. It's just though. That's a great thing though about living in these times where, I mean, they're taking down a lot of the Hosho Marine websites, but you can. If you're looking hard enough, like even on the legitimate places, like a lot of these places will put their own shows on YouTube. You can find what you're looking at, and it's great they were able to actually access all this stuff. Just having it at your fingertips, man.
Just gotta learn how to find it. Once you learn how to talk to the search engines, you get what you want.
There you go. It's just like with, and I'm a big fan of that documentation save and shit, like even obscure stuff. That's why I'm a big fan of, big into lost media. It's kind of tying into what happened with Brolame a few months ago, about how out of nowhere the guy lost his YouTube channel for something as simple as showing like a pierced cock on screen. Like, oh my god, like that's it. Like it was, I believe it was a medical context too, but you know, just save
talking about stuff.
Yeah, just save early, save often, man. Just and love your oshis while they're there, man. Because you don't fucking know when you know. Yeah, I've got fucking several portable 8 terabyte off-site storage USB that I just fucking plug in, and if I love something, I fucking save it. Because you never know, man. You never know when the entire site's gonna fucking go down.
I do the same thing. I mean, like Megas XLR just recently came back, and I've got backups of that thing. I don't know when they're going to get rid of it again, because you can't just go out and buy it. It's still like streaming things. You don't actually own it.
Yeah, and it's even worse with video games, too, because like you got a lot of these classic games, you got to marine them, because they lock them behind old systems that they don't update them, or they just take them off the fucking Steam page. I mean, we'll pay for
a lot of old games don't even run anymore, like the original Ghostbusters game, which is more or less based off the script for the third Ghostbusters movie that was gonna get made.
Yeah, I remember an interview about that saying, like, for the longest time there was still going to be third Ghostbusters movie, and they said no. Essentially, what the Xbox game I think it was, that is the unofficial Ghostbusters 3. And then
there's
we
actually
got the
port
new
to PC, but it doesn't work anymore. You got to find a couple of software hacks to make it so you can actually play the thing.
Fuck. Well,
I think it even got pulled off of Steam, if I remember right.
Leave it up to the community to plug the holes, man. But not fucking happy about that either. Look, like I play a lot of older retro games and stuff, and those could just disappear forever. You got people finding stuff that's been out there in the ether for like 20, 25, 30 years just because some guy keeled over and died and had it in the corner of his attic for the longest fucking time.
You gotta love the people who are sitting down, grabbing these old cartridges and pulling the data off, so at least there's a copy of it somewhere.
Yeah, sharing it all, man, definitely. And I think that's why I'm so meticulous about archiving my stuff also. Like, I always... because I think they said Brolame lost some of his. Like, people were archiving some of it, but they did lose some of it. Whenever I get up to like 70 to 100 gigs of video, or when my computer itself gets down to like 100 gigs left, I go ahead and just save it, get it off there, and Because you never fucking know, man. You can have a fucking fire coming out the top and everything gets all melted and toxic and shit. And
yeah, I mean, you never know what happens these days. Like, what would we do if YouTube went down, like permanently, and they couldn't get it back up? It's not impossible. It's unlikely. But I mean, what if they go flat out bankrupt and just don't say anything? And it's like, all right, turn off the site. All your stuff is gone. Or if YouTube is absolute jerks. I would not put it past them to say, all right, if your video is a certain number of years old, we're just going to delete it, not tell you.
Yeah.
They would totally do it.
Just because of all the server space and all the space it takes, man. We had kind of a miracle in animation. Coyote versus Acme was saved from... I didn't hear about that. They saved it? What, did someone marine it? Coyote versus Acme, that's where they had, like, Warner Brothers made the whole film, and then they fucking shelved it and were never gonna bring it out. And I think the only reason a lot of people cared was because John Cena was in it. And what did someone marine it? I'll have to look into that. Thank you, Darren. But yeah, that's also why with like the creating and the writing and everything, I make sure to save the text files as well as the video, so I can go ahead and go back over, like, especially with the writing. When I don't know if you're sending any of my writing streams, but when I'm done, I like to go ahead and read the whole thing at the end, just to make sure there's continuity and everything. And it's just nice to have all that there, be able to browse all that at a glance before I move forward with the next part. You never know.
Gotta do your 3-2-1 backups.
Yep. What's 3-2-1?
3 backups, 2 on site, 1 off site.
Well, I
so
never...
Two kinds of media. So like you would have like one on a regular hard drive and one on a USB. So you'd have 2 different kinds of media. This way, if one gets just corrupted or destroyed, you still have the other one. Or if one is no longer supported, like the old SATA drives, it's a lot harder to get those connected now. So it's slowly falling out of favor. Or like floppy disks. If all your backups are floppy disks, it's kind of hard to get those used now.
Yeah. That makes complete sense. Like even CDs. Like I used to save a bunch of old shit on compact discs, and a lot of DVDs. Like the laptop I have right now, the last laptop, the old Desert Celeron as well, didn't have a DVD drive. Ulrika a few years ago did a watch along, and I had to like get a fucking portable DVD player to watch it along with her, even though I had all the DVDs and everything.
I used to think like CD writables and DVD writables would last forever, but now we know that if there's a little bit of moisture there, it eats right through that surface, and you can't use that disc anymore.
Oh, thank you, Darren. They made a deal with Ketchup Entertainment, the studio that made The Day of the Earth blew up. They're placing it in the movie in the works in 2020. Well, it's good to know it's not going to be lost. It's like
awesome.
Like the Popeye movie. I remember they shelved the Popeye movie, but then somebody leaked the essentially finished like animatic. Like the audio was all done, but it was just like storyboards. So that was kind of like I understand people getting pissed off about the security and everything, but if you're just gonna fucking shelve it, gonna get rid of it, like at least it can serve some kind of purpose. It's
and
not.
You got all these weird tax rules where the companies will say, "Oh, it's a tax write-off," and then we can never have it again. Like with what happened with Megas XLR, so they can't make a profit off that ever.
Yeah, wasn't that the plot of The Producers? Like this old play, like where they tried to make a play that was a flop so they could write it off for tax purposes or something.
Sound right? God, it's been forever since I've seen that.
Yeah, all I remember is Springtime for Hitler, and like hearing that like out of context. Oh, that sounds fucking horrible. And then I looked into the movie. Well, it's supposed to be fucking horrible because they're trying to bomb it. Good job, man. Oh, honestly, probably pissed because guess what Popeye was show? There you fucking go. Exactly. So we'll just go ahead and bring up a little bit. Like, I was very happy with how how the AI generations for your avatar for like is this like we're not even logging in an avatar or anything today. It's just how it came out, the general idea. We can hammer it out in the future. Like you have any ideas, definitely. It's gonna be your character. We can look into that. It was shelved.
I definitely like the welding goggles because I used to have a set of those when I tried welding the first time. It does make me actually want to try it again. The suspenders, not a bad idea. Well, those are coveralls. Not a bad idea because I actually watched a video on suspenders not long ago. And you know what? I'm starting to wear suspenders now. I'm getting rid of my belts. I think we need to take those back.
Yeah, that sounds a lot. It sounds a lot safer too, because like you hitch up in a couple different places. But this is one of the
way
things.
More comfortable. It spreads your weight.
Yeah.
I like suspenders now. They're totally my thing.
Nice. But I was intentionally vague. Like I do this with me as well, my gents. It was intentionally vague because sometimes I like to let the AI fill in the details. Let them like and I'm fascinated by what it comes up with. Oh, Darren says that they shelved the Popeye movie for the Emoji Movie. Well, fuck them. Fuck them relentlessly. But
bless their heart.
No, I ain't blessing shit. But we were talking about you are getting interesting in possibly streaming. What type of things are you interested in streaming, man?
Well,
I mean, other
definitely
than
modded Minecraft because once I get into those little machines there, it's really difficult for me to stop. So I could do 12-hour streams of that and not even think anything of it.
Wow.
I'm really awful with it. Same with Factorio. It's got machines, it's got automation. I'm going to find out how to do something, and then I'm just going to be autism mode all the way through it. I'll be on that for a day.
Well, hey, talk to Susie Blue when they get back. Susie Blue does an absolute ton of Factorio streams, or did a ton of Factorio streams, rather. I know that.
Yeah, I got some of those. They were really cool.
Nice.
Way more organized than me. I like spaghetti factories.
Me too, man. Especially like the white sauce.
Hi. Yeah, that kind of works. There is white science.
No, like because you said spaghetti. And fuck you. That was fuck all of you. That was funny. You come for peak comedy when you come watch the Amanda Splatts project. Fuck all of you. But seriously, we're talking about like potential because like I know as a writer I go harder in the lore than a lot of people do. But as far as potential lore, we were talking about kicking around a couple ideas. Obviously, don't have to lock anything in tonight, but
I do like the Dwarf Fortress Fey Mood kind of thing.
Yeah, I went ahead and brought up an article to look at just to make sure I get everything right. I only I knew about Dwarf Fortress from like Joel and everyone playing it. I never sat down and watched a stream of it, but then I heard about fucking boat murder, the legendary boat murder story, and that's how I heard about the Fey Mood. Article.
You know who you would love? Krugsmash. I think you would love Krugsmash. He does he kind of turns his playthroughs into a nice long story with bits of lore and stuff into it. And he has his wife draw the illustrations with crayon. It's really lovely. They're very cute.
I'm pulling them up right now. KRUGGSMASH. Oh, it does look cool.
Really awesome guy.
Aseus Quest, Journal of Maiden Caves of Cud. I'll give this guy a check. Definitely. Thank you for this recommendation.
He's definitely, if you need monitor 2 material while you're doing some other work, fascinating guy. It's like a really cool short story going on in the background. He tries to keep a nice consistent plot going through the whole thing. It's really neat.
I gotta be careful though, because like with the way my fucking brain is, second screen content, I end up focusing on it and just get totally lost in it. Oh yeah, that's right, Darren. Nicola would probably be able to help you with games like that too. Like, with engineering stuff, I'd kind of like to see what you could do with like Kerbal Space Program. That might be interesting.
It's been a while since I played that. I do have it. I also got the Steam version of Dwarf Fortress.
Nice. Because I figured
Those guys are fantastic people.
yeah, I saw like the original. Like I don't think I've seen the remake. I just saw the original that Burpletter was done on. But for those who don't know, in Dwarf Fortress, first of all, Dwarf Fortress is like the fucking quap of RPGs. It's stupidly over detailed and difficult, worse than Darkest Dungeon. But it's an absolutely
And it's the
amazing...
grandpa to a lot of our favorite games these days.
Yeah, it's massive. But basically, at one point in the game, a dwarf can get into a fey mood or a strange mood. They will struck with an idea to create a legendary artifact. The dwarf will stop. Get this article from Dwarf Fortress Wiki. The dwarf will stop everything else, focus solely on constructing this artifact, not stopping to eat, drink, or sleep, with the exception of giving birth, which I know we've all been there. We give immediately resume the work, and if you do not complete the construction, they will go insane and die. It's a fucking shame. So my general idea, and we could hammer it out in the future if you want, just kind of throwing out ideas here, was like you, as the dwarf, like you get into this mood and you start making these coins and making these devices with these strange, fascinating characters on them. You don't know who they are, but you're able to capture them perfectly, and you end up learning new skills, new tools, and everything while you're trying to capture their images. And eventually, you end up creating the Sand Ruby ladder. And Sand Ruby, who is either an eldritch abomination or a coyote spirit, depending on who you ask, ends up coming to you, and she knows who these people are. And you and your wife, or girlfriend, or there's gonna be a female dwarf too, you're talking about?
Potentially, just to have her on every once in a while, because I'd love to get her takes on things.
End up making a journey.
Totally not biased. It's called based. It's just spelled wrong. Just ignore when she says I'm being biased.
But it's not a good idea to ignore the missus, man. Don't ask me how I know. But the two of you, guided by Sand Ruby, who is coyote, so she may not be bending the truth a little bit, ends up leading you to flavor, and that's how you find your place. And I just thought it was a cute little idea after watching the whole fucking boat murder documentary.
Yeah, I like that. It's a good outline.
I'm glad you like it, Malone.
I actually have been meant to get into a bit of stone carving. I could work. I could definitely do some engravings, but they'd be fairly basic. I've been meaning to mess with concrete a bit. That could be kind of interesting because I do still have some stuff to make silicone mold. So if I could do a little bit of practice in 3D modeling to make a virtual engraving in the computer, and then I could turn that into silicone mold and actually make it out of concrete, like actual stone. But then again, the laser I use on metal does work on rock to a degree. Maybe I could actually carve it into stone if I could find some good sandstone sources, like a nice flat one that I could work with. And that could be a possibility there.
I can hear the fucking gears turning from here, man. I love it, man. I definitely, I know there's a lot of money going into this, but I definitely want to see anything that comes from this. And I know he not only posts stuff on the Discord, don't you have like 2 different Twitter accounts?
Yeah, I have my personal one and the air quotes business one. The business one doesn't get used too often, but I abuse my personal one all the time. I want to make sure to start using those much more often, because I think something I haven't done enough is pushing other people too. I'm trying to spit a bit more positivity, like show people the things that just make me gush over things.
Yeah, that's what I try to do. Like, initially, when I created Twitter, it was just to go ahead and push the lore, try to define the character of Amanda Splatts. It's only, like, fairly recently, like a few months ago, that I've been posting other random shit as well. Like, other... Like just music and things that I enjoy. Just outside of trying to use it as a vehicle to promote the character and the word, just, like, actually promote it, because I don't have a fucking I used to have a Facebook for my IRL shit, but I ended up dumping that like a long time ago. If anyone remembers Cambridge Analytica, I ended up closing that shit years ago. I just haven't had a need for socials, except for like I created one PL just cause there was a time when fucking Twitter started making you have to log in order to access it. I was just following some certain artists that I like, certain singers that I like, and it was the only way to do it. Like I thought about Blue Sky, signing up for Blue Sky as well, just in case. But I don't know. There's only a few people that I know are on Blue Sky. Most people are sticking with Twitter for now.
Yeah, Blue Sky kind of turned out to be Twitter, but worse. It was like, well, then why would I go?
Yeah, and then there's Mastodon and everything as well. I hate what they're fucking doing with Twitter and everything, but you know it's there. It's like everyone's already there.
Yeah, I think that's what Twitter has going for it. It's the only reason it can keep going, is that it already had a lot of people to it.
Right, and it take way too much to migrate people over there.
Yeah, Twitter's really good as long as you avoid the For Me page. Just go with the people you're actually following, and don't interact, don't click, don't like, don't dislike, or block anything that you wouldn't actually look for. Just avoid all the rage bait stuff. Then your feed actually turns into something really nice eventually.
Yeah, just
because mine's like all VTuber stuff, nothing but, and then occasionally some posts from some laser companies.
Yeah, like you gotta carefully, like with a lot of things, you gotta carefully curate it. Like with me, it's just fellow flavors, VTubers, the occasional hyper female muscle artist, but you know, I want to bring it up right now. Oh, this is probably one of the most intricate things I've ever seen you do, and it looks fucking amazing. Is this a crony coin?
Yep. I actually did that live open like a PP cord at the. I was trying to figure out how to do height maps for the laser for a certain other project for a certain trade guild.
I'm very intrigued to see what's coming down the pipe, man. Absolutely. Well, I got a couple of these pulling them up. Just got to resize it every time I open it.
In fact, I'm very tempted to see if he would like to sell some of those for me. But I've also got my own store site, but mine needs to get like a lot of fixes on it. I'm kind of not sure how I want to go. There's that really cool wooden case with a glass top on it.
Oh yeah, that looks. The case itself is just as stunning as the coin. It's like perfectly set for each other.
Yeah, it was the perfect size. Something about if I could find something cool to put inside, like say a keychain or something, it would be awesome to hand a couple of those out at Offkai.
Yeah. The crony Bitcoin is, you goddamn right the crony Bitcoin is real, Darren. There's crony herself showing you. Yeah, it's the fucking relentless march of time too. Like, kind of blew my mind when I realized that, Bay and Crony are now the only two Gen 2 HoloLive members left. Like, not counting Iris, is kind of like Gen 1.5. But and then don't like to get depressing, but kind of dance around it. But yeah, Gura announcing her retirement as well, her graduation.
I mean, to be fair to them, you look at how long they've been doing it. Yeah, that's actually longer than a lot of people stick with their normal jobs.
5+ years, man. Like I think that's the thing that shocked everyone. Like, COVID. Well, we got all the cheerful topics here today. COVID, yeah. COVID really fucked with a lot of people's perception of time. We don't realize how long it's fucking been. I think you do is sit down and Gora's been around for over 5 years. Like, and we still think of like people like Advent and Justice as new things, like Armus and stuff like new. They've been around a long fucking time. They've been a lot of these, like, I think Myth has been around longer than Kazuna AI will like initial run, because we don't know, the VTubing is such a new thing. We don't know what the fucking lifespan is. Like, we're assuming just a few years, but it's more stunning that people like Maury and Kiara and Ina are still going after all this time.
Yeah, and it's hard to tell where it's going to go in the future. Because, I mean, if you want to look at like how VTubing came about and why it's catches on so easily, even in the West, look at like the Muppet Show.
Yeah.
If you think about it, it was kind of the same thing.
Yeah, except we're not shoving up our hand up a puppet's butt.
Yeah.
No kink shaming on the Amanda Splatts project, though. But it just blows like it even blows my mind. Like I've been doing this for like tomorrow, doing like my 9-month kind of anniversary reassessing things, and it just blows my mind that I've been doing this for so long because it feels like it just started. I still get nervous setting up collabs and Zatsus and stuff like this, even though pretty much all of them have gone fucking great, and I've been able to meet some amazing people, meet some fascinating people.
Yeah, you've definitely had some pretty cool collabs. I really liked the one you did with Jawoon. That was really fun.
Yeah, it was so much fun. Jawoon, there was a point where I was really getting tired, like with the lore. Like no one seemed to be interested in the lore. But just that one chat I did with Jawoon, and all the amazing stuff with the Jawoons and the Kawoons and everything, and it kind of rekindled my flame for working on the lore, and then having these nice comfy morning writing streams definitely helped as well, because it's like I guess maybe it's not exactly like you with the machines and everything, but when I'm sitting there, when I'm writing, and this actually happened on the last writing stream, how I could make Alpha Splatts, the big muscle-bound version of Amanda Kanan, and just trying to figure out how to fit it in, like narratively, could it work? And then, oh, she's me from the future, but she can't tell what it is because my journey's still going on, and she might influence the past. Because my journey, what I'm doing right now, would influence who she is. And once I came up with that narrative hook, everything just kind of fell into place. It was just really fucking satisfying when you figure that out.
Yeah, and your brain just like starts attaching things together, and you know you just cannot stop, and your brain never even thinks to stop. It's just a solid flow of creativity, and things just start pouring out really fast. It just feels right.
Yeah, that's why I can understand VTubers just getting so like burnout. Burnout really is a fucking real thing. Like not like I've experienced that at my job for like a couple of years now. But even in an industry, like even if you're not a corporal, even if you're just indie, doing it at your own pace, burnout is real, man. And that's why I think I try to focus so much on like the writing and the lore and the stuff I love, stuff that entertains me as well. Like I told people, a lot of the shit that I stream, I would do alone without no one watching for like years. So the fact that anyone is checking it out, it's a big plus, and the fact that I'm able to do collabs and conversations with people like you, people like Blown and Nicola, it just blows my fucking mind that I'm able to, like, even carve in a little niche in this world.
Yeah, and you know, it's something to help set yourself apart. Being really big on the lore, it's interesting. It's a different hook.
I appreciate it, man. And you know all about different hooks, man. This absolutely amazing manufacturing stuff you got going, and I really fucking hope it works out, man. Like, and if you need any, like, obviously I can't work a fucking laser, but if you need any other ideas, any help on kick run ideas, just fucking let me know, man. Absolutely, I would be happy to.
I know something I want to try doing with people at some point is to be collabing with a VTuber and make the merch at the same time. Just come up with it together and make it right then and there. I'm slowly building up my skill set so I can knock it out in under an hour.
Yeah, because like wouldn't that take a few hours though to print something up, or?
A lot of it's just like getting the machines ready to go, because that could take like up to like 2 or 3 hours, because like the print heads are weird, so I've got to purge the ink out of it. I've got to make sure the laser's ready to go. Safety things are set up. It's all pre-set up, but after that, I can knock stuff out really quick. So like I could be knocking out standees while talking to someone. I think that would be kind of neat.
That'd be very interesting. That would be a very interesting type of Zatsu. I would love to do that sometime, man. Once you
Yeah,
go
that'd be
ahead.
really cool.
Like I told you, I'm gonna be taking a little time off in May, possibly a little time off in June. But if you ever want to try to look into that, once you get that set up, let me know. I'll definitely try to carve out some time for you, man.
Oh yeah, that would be really neat. There's a couple of interesting projects I think we might be able to work on together. Like I've been looking at how to do aging on documents and stuff, like printing stuff out on parchment.
Ooh.
If I could age it, make it look old, kind of like Declaration of Independence kind of old, it'd be cool to print out a bunch of lore on one. And like some Dwarf Fortress fonts with these like cute, cool little runes. That'd be really neat.
That'd be so fucking cool, man.
They're gonna have a bunch of wall scrolls in the workshop to stop echoes in here, so it's functional.
Oh
kind of.
yeah! Oh my god! That is so fucking smart. Yeah, just having the walls and everything. Oh man.
Yeah, because I'm underground right now, literally, as a dwarf does. So there's big concrete walls around me. So it'd be functional on that, and it'd be cool because I would have flavor lore on my wall, and help get me through the harder days.
Well, I'm honored to be that, man. I know I'm your kind of second screen content a lot of the time, and I'm absolutely fucking honored that you choose me, man, and choose all these amazing fucking people in flavor. I know you're a huge supporter of ours, and I'm absolutely honored, and I'm absolutely honored that you're that you decide your first big little Zatsu collab with me, man. I'm happy to have you out here.
Yeah, you and Traub remind me a lot of the early Brolame streams. It's a lot like that, which is why I like watching it and keep you on the second screen while I hammer through some difficult work.
It's an honor, man. And that's one of the major reasons that I've been trying to work on, like, the fucking Menhera and everything. Like, I know I tell people I'm working on the Menhera, but I think I've pretty much mastered it at this point. But trying to, like, project what type of, for the people that watch me, or for the people that even stumble across me for the first time, because I think they fixed, like, YouTube recommendations and stuff. Like, a lot of people were stopping by for 9 Minutes Morris this morning. What do I want them to see? So I'm just trying to be. I noticed VTubing essentially is just kind of make me want to be a better person. And I think that's the best compliment I can give to Flavor and to people like you. You make me want to better myself, man.
That's awesome. I'm glad I can help encourage you a little bit.
So then we're going to go ahead and, unless otherwise I'm going to wrap it up for the night. I'm going to go ahead and, we've got a little bit to go, but I want to kind of soft right into Malone. He's doing the Rift Runner with the armchair and everything. Is there anything else you'd like to plug, man?
Definitely keep an eye on Venture Trade Co. They got a lot more stuff coming out. They're really cool VTubers. I like the girls. They're all wonderful people. BB especially. I've been watching them for a while. They used to collab with Senna a while back. So I'm really glad that BB's still going. And she's been getting more and more successful. She just deserves every bit of it. She's a very hard worker. Everyone in Flavor, very awesome. Fascinating people.
Absolutely. And that's why one of the greatest things is the variety. Like, you look through all theirs, you're gonna find something you fucking love. You're gonna find someone to hit your interest. And if not, then fucking make a model and join us. But you were talking about Venture Trade Co.?
Yep, that's one of the other shops I work with quite a lot. They order a lot of things for me, stuff which I happen to be working on at the moment. After stream, I'm actually going to be shooting stuff over to them.
Well, congratulations.
Between them and Kabibi Trade Guilds, that's the only reason I've been able to keep my business afloat.
I'll follow them right fucking now. Because, you know, I got a potato, but considering not playing a game or anything right now, I can go ahead and have Brave open. Yeah, Venture Trade.
Very interesting people, and they were really fantastic to help me out figure some of the business things that I didn't know before. And it's been pretty steady work with them. And the guy's done like conventions and stuff before, so he's really helping me out through how to do this whole off-Kai thing, because I was totally lost on that. I was just going to walk around and just see who I could meet. But he's been really helpful.
They have
very smart people.
I'm just browsing their Twitter right now. They have VTubers now.
Yeah. They have a physical comic book shop that does sell Warhammer stuff, by the way. And there's a physical shop now where you could go and buy VTuber merch.
Yeah, but they're talking
Very
about
cool
like
guy.
the Misfits. Do you know who these are? Who are they?
That's BB, Mumkey, and Demcro.
Very cool. And they premiered like, did they premiere like recently? Because the Off Guy ad says it's their new first generation.
Yep, it's their first gen. They're kind of like Phase Invaders, where they had their characters already set before, and they just sort of based the first gen of the corporal around them. I'm excited to see who else they can get in there.
Well, very cool. Although, you know, you got to watch out. Fishman is always hiring as well. You know, got the rumblings that there's going to be a new... I think Dizzy was talking about it. Rumblings that there's going to be a new generation of Phase Invaders. And, you know,
That'd be cool.
Out of nowhere, Guargura ends up announcing her retirement. Effective May 1st, suddenly out of nowhere, has absolutely nothing to do with Mongolia closing down. Hint, hint, hint. And she did. Senzawa posted a picture of a fucking fish recently. What does it mean? What is it?
You never know. Maybe FaZe will hire the #1 fan.
We're spreading misinformation and wild speculation here on the Amanda Splatts Project, as you fucking do. But man, it's just so refreshing to finally be able to chat with you, man. Get all these, and I tell you, you really do got a voice for radio, man. It's kind of a deep, soothing, kind of like Grub voice. It's really nice. I'd be happy.
I had to shut up all the other stuff in the shop so I could talk normally, because normally I can't. I damaged my voice a long time ago because I used to scream a lot because I was a teenager. I was an idiot. We all are. So I can't talk very loud. But if I turn everything else off and crank the mic up, I can talk normally, which is actually how my voice normally sounds. But if I'm around like face to face, it's a little bit more nasally because I have to force myself talk louder, and it kind of hurts. So I usually don't talk much out loud with normal people because I have to be quiet. It hurts.
Well, just be careful, man, that you don't inhale too much of that metal shrapnel dust, or you end up sounding like, well, fuck, like me. Holy shit, cell phone. We do the cell phones here on the project. I'm gonna wrap it up. If you don't mind, I'm gonna head and soft raid into Malone. Doing with the armchair, the card games with the armchair. Kara, thank you for stopping by. Darren, thank you for stopping by. CeeLo, thank you for stopping by. Lurkers, VOD watchers, Second Screen Saints. Malone starts in a few minutes. I'm just so fucking happy, man, and definitely want to keep in touch, man. Definitely want to do this again sometime, and you want to.
We totally should. We can hammer out more details together at some point.
Yeah, well, I will be taking a little more time off in May and June, so I may not be around as much. But I will definitely keep an eye out, keep an ear out, man. I'm honored to have you here, man. Anything else you want to say?
If you ever have cool project or merch ideas, you just let me know. I'm always happy to listen.
Fuck yeah, man. And I do love that fucking sand ruby lantern that you made. That's really fucking cool. And
one day it's going to be in your hands.
Well, no docs, but, you know, maybe I'll get like a P.O. box or some shit. Not like it's like I tell people, I trust you, but I don't trust the guy that may have hacked your Twitter or your Discord or my Discord. I get fucking paranoid. I get fucking paranoid
if I can make a suggestion on P.O. boxes, I got mine to the UPS store, and right off the bat, the guy at the desk told me, if someone shows up and they're asking, hey, does this person have a P.O. box there? They're going to say no. If the cops show up and say, does this person have a P.O. box there? They're going to say, come back with a warrant. They will not dox you. At least the one at my area doesn't. He outright said, if they don't have a package for you and they're not a carrier, we're not telling them. So it's a good option.
Well, it's good to know, man. Good to fucking know. Thank you for the heads up.
And you don't have to do it in your town. You could always do it a couple towns over, somewhere, taking a usual trip once a month, nice relaxing drive.
Yeah.
Could be an option.
Sounds good. If I only had a fucking car, right? I don't know how far public transit will get me. Maybe I'll just do like they did back in the day and like hitch a dwarf up to a wagon or something and ride it. Cause I think isn't that how like the Lord of the Rings got started? I don't watch that shit. I watch Slayers. I don't watch Lord of the fucking Rings.
Well, there's always an e-bike. They're really fun.
There you go. Too bad I have no fucking sense of direction. I will fall on my fucking skull 5 minutes out. I got so many problems. We'll be here another hour if we try to list all my fucking problems. But I know if I got problems, guys like you, people in flavor will help solve them, man. Thanks for coming out today, man. I'm your faithful Amanda Splatts, and this is the Amanda Splatts Project. Y'all have a good night.
That, yo.